something about making the perfect brownie that makes me feel successful in some part of my life. I believe that anyone can make a good brownie, no matter what your skill level or your experience. So today, I'm gonna show you my recipes for an easy, intermediate, and expert level brownie. So this is for those of you who may be short on time or you may be put off by a long ingredients list. So for this brownie, you only need 3 ingredients. First, you're gonna put your Nutella into a large bowl and then you're gonna crack in the eggs. Then grab your whisk and you're gonna whisk these until they're fully combined. Don't worry if you don't have an electric mixer, you can always use a regular hand whisk as well. Next, you're gonna pour in your flour and just fold this in until it's just combined. This brownie works because you're already getting your sugar, your fat, and your chocolate from the Nutella. So you just add your eggs and your flour and that creates your brownie batter. Now you're gonna line an 8-inch tin. I'll quickly show you my tin lining hack. Grab 2 tins of the same size and you're gonna pull your baking paper over the top. Grab your tin and press it down. And now just crease the edges around and that's gonna give you a really nice snug fit. Ta-da! It won't move from there. Now pour your brownie batter into your tin. Oh my gosh, yum. And now just spread it out to the side to make sure it cooks nice and evenly. Now I'm gonna bake this in the oven at 180 degrees C or 160 degrees C if you have a fan oven like I do, for about 15 to 20 minutes. You want the edges to be cracked and it should just have a slight wobble in the middle. Then I'm gonna let it cool. I'm gonna pop it in the fridge to give it a really fudgy texture. We'll come back to this in a bit. All right, on to the level 2 brownies. These are your mum's brownies. These are the brownies that you can always rely on. It's a pretty standard recipe, but it's always really good. This is actually a brownie recipe that I have used a lot, and it comes out perfectly every single time. You're gonna start with some melted butter and some caster sugar. Regular granulated white sugar is also fine. Just whisk these until they're well combined. I would really recommend using an electric mixer for these brownies. Next, you're gonna add in your eggs, and you're gonna whisk these really well for at least 5 minutes. I know it sounds like a long time, but this is gonna give you thicker and taller brownies without using any rising agents. That is an arm workout, but this is exactly how they should look. They should be really nice and thick and fluffy and light in color. Next, we're gonna pour in our melted chocolate. I'm just using Sainsbury's own brand for this brownie. It's about 55% cocoa, so semi-sweet. I find it gives the brownies a really nice, sweet, but still rich chocolatey taste. Now we're just gonna whisk this until it's fully combined. That is looking amazing. Next, grab your sieve and place it over your bowl. You're gonna add in your plain flour. That just moved. Your cocoa powder and your salt. Salt is a must for me in brownies. It really balances out the sweetness and brings out the flavor. Now you're just gonna sift these in to remove any lumps and to make sure it incorporates evenly. We're using a spatula here so we don't knock the air we've just created out of the batter. Now you're gonna add in your chocolate chips. I'm using dark chocolate today, but any chocolate will work. Now just scoop your brownie batter into an 8-inch lined tin. And now you're just gonna spread this out so it cooks nice and evenly. Now you're gonna bake your brownie in the oven at 190 degrees C, 170 degrees if you have a fan oven, for about 20 minutes or until there's cracks on the edges and it's just got a slight wobble. Then let it cool, pop it in the fridge to get an extra fudgy texture. I actually recommend putting your brownies in the fridge overnight, but 2 to 3 hours is fine. We'll be back. Okay, this is the big one. This is the goat of brownies. If you want to impress a friend or make someone fall in love with you, then this is the brownie for you. First, you're gonna add melted butter to a bowl. I'm adding 2 types of sugar to this brownie, caster sugar and dark brown sugar. Dark brown sugar contains molasses, which makes it deeper in color and flavor. This will give the brownie notes of caramel and toffee. Now, this is our secret ingredient. Don't worry if you don't like coffee because you won't taste it. We're only adding a small amount, but it's gonna add a real nice richness to your brownies and enhance the chocolate flavor as well. We're just gonna add a teaspoon of this espresso powder. It smells so nice. It reminds me of when I worked in a cafe. Oh my gosh. So just whisk these all together until they're fully combined. Again, I really recommend using an electric whisk for these brownies. Now you're gonna add in your eggs, and like before, you're gonna whisk these like crazy. Next, you're gonna add in your chocolate. Because these are the expert brownies, we're gonna be using a slightly fancier chocolate. So this is Sainsbury's Taste the Difference. It says produced at one of the finest chocolate houses in Belgium. It's richer and darker, so this is 85% cocoa solid, but to be honest, it's totally up to you what chocolate you want to use. My sister doesn't like dark chocolate at all, so she prefers a slightly sweeter brownie, so using a bittersweet chocolate or even a milk chocolate would be fine. Oh my gosh, that looks so rich and chocolatey. I'm so excited for this. Now you're gonna sift in your flour, your cocoa powder, and your salt. The cocoa powder I'm using for this brownie is actually Dutch processed cocoa powder, which has a smoother taste and is more chocolatey in flavor. It's also a darker color than natural cocoa powder is. So just sift these in to make sure there's no lumps and that it goes in evenly. Grab your rubber spatula and you're just gonna fold these in like before until they're just combined. You can see that this batter is so much darker than the intermediate brownie. Now I'm gonna fold in some dark chocolate chips and some dark chocolate chunks as well. This is actually a semi-sweet chocolate. It's 50% cocoa, so it's gonna give us a bit more sweetness in there and some bigger chunks of chocolate as well. Because you can never have too much chocolate in a chocolate brownie. And then just fold those in until they're evenly distributed. Now scoop that batter into your lined tin and spread it out to the edges so it bakes nice and evenly. Now, our brownie is gonna go into the oven, 190 degrees C, 170 degrees C if you have a fan oven, about 20 minutes until the edges are cracked and there's a slight wobble in the middle. Then same as before, let it cool, pop it in the fridge for a super fudgy texture, and then we'll be back for the taste test. So here are our brownies, easy, intermediate, and expert. Let's cut them up. So this is the easy brownie. It's quite a flat brownie. It's also quite a light brownie. It's also quite light in color as well, and it has a really light crackly top. So let's give it a try. It's good. You can definitely taste the Nutella. It's very fudgy. It's chewy, it's sweet. It's delicious. For a quick and easy brownie, this is a great option. You could also add some salt and some chocolate chips to it as well to level up a bit. This is the intermediate brownie, and it's a really good looking brownie. It's thick, it's super fudgy, a little bit gooey. It has a light crackly top. It has chocolate chips throughout. I'm very excited to try this. Oh my God, it's incredible. It's super rich, but it also has a really nice balance of sweetness as well. The texture, it just melts in your mouth. It's a really, really good brownie. On to the last one, the expert brownie. So this one is our thickest, fudgiest brownie. It's definitely darker than the rest of them, so I'm assuming it's gonna be richer. It has that nice crackly top as well. It's heavy as well. Oh my gosh. It tastes expensive. This is a brownie you would find in a fancy restaurant. It's so rich. It's definitely more complex in flavor, not as sweet as the other ones. The texture is perfect. Oh my gosh. That is an incredible brownie, especially if you like really rich, dark brownies. That is the one for you. So there you have it, an easy, an intermediate, and an expert level brownie. Let me know in the comments below which brownie you would pick, and if you do decide to make them, let me know which one you make or which one you prefer if you decide to try all three. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. This brownie is a really versatile option, and I think it would suit the majority of taste buds as well. Not too rich, not too sweet, just perfect. It's like the whole porridge thing. What was that again? What's the porridge? Who's the porridge? Do you not know what I'm talking about? Like Mummy Bear's was too, is it a bear?